Well, hello everyone. My name is Mac Atkinson, and I'm really excited to bring with me this evening on this call a number of our Arizona leaders that have recently gone through a Sunrider Slim Down Challenge with me. We have Wendy Huff, and I don't know if Gary's there with you or not, Wendy, but Wendy, I can see you there. We've got Judy and Steve Dinsler. I'm not sure where your guys' picture vanished to, but we'll get you back. And we also have Stephanie Cantu with us as well. And again, one of the reasons that we were all excited about sharing with you folks tonight is we all began about 4.5, 5 weeks ago a Sunrider Slim Down Challenge. And what that was really all about is again using some of the Sunrider products to lose weight. And for those of you that haven't seen the information on the Slim Down Challenge, if you go to the Sunrider business page and you look over on the right hand side, you'll see marketing approach plans. And if you click on that, it's going to bring you to a screen that shows you the three that are currently up now for Sunrider, which is the Shake and Tea Party, using the internet for 15 minutes a day, and the Slim Down Challenge. And if you click on the Slim Down Challenge, what you're going to find is Sunrider's put together a whole boatload of materials to help us. Mini invites, posters, flyers, social media, an instruction book, to lots of different videos on nutrition and exercise, and a bunch of different things to help us during the Slim Down Challenge. And before we get started sharing testimonies, I just want to review with everybody real quick what the Slim Down Challenge is all about. It was really based on a 4-week program with the goal of losing 4% of our body weight using 4 Sunrider Premier products. And within that, we basically are using our SunFit Protein Plus, our Sun Trim Shake, Vita Taste, and Fortune Delight. So with that said, let me come back to our participants here and bring up, hopefully here, Wendy. Can you say something for us, Wendy?
Hello.
Are you there? There you are. Perfect. Now we can see you on screen again.
Okay.
And I'm just going to kind of expand you out a little bit, if I may. There we go.
Wendy, you're going to make me fatter.
Oh, no. That's not going to happen for sure, I promise. What I'd like to do is just ask you a few questions, and if you could please share with us, because I know that you and Gary in particular, your husband, went through this program, which I know you were funneling him the products he was supposed to eat, do it all and stuff. But I guess what I'd first like to ask you is, how did you guys actually use those products? Did you use those products in particular? Did you use other things? Or what did you use during the Slim Down Challenge period?
Well, Gary was overweight, and a year ago he had gone and had blood work done and at the Lifeline and so forth, and they said that he had too much fat around his middle, and that's very dangerous for your health. And so anyway, we decided when we heard that you were doing this and the company was doing this, we just decided it would be really good for him to try it. And so what did you ask me?
Oh, yeah. How did you use the program? Did you use Protein Plus?
Okay, yeah. So in the morning, he would start out with Sun Trim Plus and Vita Taste, 3 of the Sun Trim Plus and 2 of the Vita Taste, as soon as he got up. And then about a half an hour, 45 minutes later, I would make him a shake, and we had gotten the Sun Trim shakes. And then also we added the Protein Plus to that. And then, maybe some fruit or almond butter or something like that. And then sometimes he would also have some eggs, but that's basically what he had for breakfast. Mm-hmm. And he found that was very filling. And also Gary had just started going back to work because we had somebody quit. Gary's an arborist, and so he and a landscaper, and so he deals with pretty heavy work. Right. And so he was thinking that wasn't going to be enough to carry him, but he was amazed that it was. Wow. And that he felt, really satiated. And so then maybe about 3 in the afternoon, he'd get hungry. And so if he came back home, I'd make him another shake, or else he might have something really light out. And then when he would have dinner, he would basically have a normal dinner. Sometimes he would take the Sun Trim Plus capsules again. Sometimes he didn't. Right. And so that's basically what he did.
Got it. Did he this is going to be a silly question from what you just said, but I was going to ask you if he incorporated exercise. It sounds like somebody who's a landscaper and probably gets plenty of exercise every day anyway.
And so here's the deal is that he was really worried about having to go back to work because this guy quit and we didn't have anybody to replace him. Right. But Gary went out there and he fertilized and soil drenched 35 trees in one afternoon, and he was amazed at the energy he had. He said he just started feeling so much better on the program. And we didn't notice right at first that he started to lose weight on the scale, but he felt better. And so he just, I would say the first week, we didn't notice a lot of weight loss, but just more energy. But were you going to ask me another question, or should I just keep talking?
I do, but to your point that you just made, no, I just wanted to share with everybody something, and that is one of the things that I found most fun and also most terrifying every week was the fact that we were doing weigh-ins and measurements of our body every week and recording that data, okay? And again, as you might imagine, that was both fun and terrifying when you get on the scale and you start measuring yourself and all that kind of stuff. But back to your point in what Gary was doing, Wendy, tell me, what kind of success did he have during this 4 or 5 week period in using these products?
Yeah, it's been really great because he started out at about 225 pounds, and that's about 20 pounds overweight for him. And so like I say, about the first week we did, and I never did measure him because I don't know, we just never did it. But the first week we didn't notice a lot, but then after that we started noticing, and now, so this is what, 5 weeks in, and he's down to 213. So from 225, and so probably a lot of inches too, because his pants are falling off of him. He looks like one of those teenage boys, wear their pants low. And but anyways, so there's been that. But I think also what's been exciting is that he did go back to Lifeline and have his blood work done again. And his cholesterol and his triglycerides are lower than they've been in 20 years.
Wow, that is outstanding. And that's exactly what we were hoping to hear, because again, the idea of this whole program is not only to lose weight, but to have more energy and to feel healthier in terms of our body, spirit, etc. And I'm just really excited to hear that, Wendy. So thank you.
Yeah, one other thing too that he mentioned to me yesterday is that when people offer him, like donuts or sweets or something like that, he really doesn't have the desire for it.
Isn't that interesting? And, I'm not surprised to hear that, actually, because a lot of times, as we know, being longtime Sunriders, all of us, our habits change over a period of time. And the more we focus on healthy, whole food, clean eating, the harder it is to go back to that junk food. So that's a great thing to share. And thank you. Wendy, last question for you, because I know you need to get going here. Having gone through the program now for 4 or 5 weeks, do you see the Slim Down Challenge and this map in particular is something that you guys can use in the future to help build and to expand your Sunrider business?
Well, yeah. I mean, all Gary's customers are noticing, hey, you're losing weight. What are you doing? And so our friends, his customers, and so everyone, of course, when you have success and it's a healthy program, people are interested. So yeah, I'm following up on that interest, definitely.
Awesome. That is great. Well, hey, before I let you go, was there anything else you wanted to offer or share about the program that you guys experienced?
Well, he's just continuing on it because he felt really good. And just recently I ran out of the Sun Trim shake, so I was just using the Vita Shakes, and he seems to be doing well on that too. But I'm going to go back and get more of the Sun Trim shakes, because even though I thought, they're kind of pricey, if they avoid you having to eat like 2 meals, then it's worth it.
Absolutely. No question about it. And again, for those of us in the United States that have access to the Sun Trim Shake and the Protein Plus, highly recommend everybody use those. But Wendy, I just got back from a trip to Australia where we were rolling this thing out too, and they do not have those products there. So to your point, we substituted with New Plus, Vita Shake, and Sun Bar, and it's working very well with those products too. So again, Thank you, Wendy, so much. I appreciate you sharing as always, and so nice to see you.
Thank you. You too. Great.
Absolutely. Stephanie, if you wouldn't mind now jumping in here and sharing with us a little bit, we'd love to hear from you as well.
I'd be happy to. Thank you.
Great. Steph, kind of the same list of questions. I mean, each of us had our own experience with the program, and so I'll start with you the same way. Which of the products did you use during the period that you found comfortable for you guys?
I used the same as Wendy did. I did the protein powder, the shake, VitaTaste, and Fortune Delight tea.
Awesome. Awesome. Great. And how did the products make you feel during the period? Did you notice any energy increases, or that you were not hungry during the day as you were before? And I don't mean to put words in your mouth. Tell us what you experienced.
Yes, all of the above. I was very amazed. I eat for every possible reason on the planet. Tired, stressed, bored, everything plus in addition to being hungry. And I noticed that was so much better. I didn't feel the need for that. Yeah, so that was really great. Not just grabbing at things, you know.
Right on, right on. Well, hey, I know you're a busy mom. You've got a lot going on every day in your life. Did you incorporate any other exercise, or did you do anything other than the products themselves to kind of work into this program during the last 4 weeks?
Well, what I tried to do was keep it pure. I tried to keep things kind of the same as what I was already doing and had been doing for a while, so that I could really see, you know, what was coming from this Slim Down Challenge in particular. And so for me, that means I walk pretty regularly. I try to walk most days of the week, which ends up being 4 to 5 because things get in the way. And then I just do light exercise here and there as it fits into my schedule. So I was already doing that consistently, and I just kept that up. So I did not change that part of my routine at all. I did find, however, that I feel like it made me want to do that more, if that makes sense, instead of having to force myself. So that was a really nice bonus.
Well, I'm pleased to hear you say that, because when I share my testimony too at the end here, I had some similar experiences as you. And like you, Steph, I tried to kind of keep everything else status quo to what I was doing before in terms of my karate and kickboxing workouts and those kind of things, and simply change the food I was eating. So thank you for that. Right. A couple other things I just wanted to ask you about. Is this something that you actually saw some success? And by that, I mean, you've mentioned the extra energy and all that kind of stuff. Did you find that you had lost a little bit of weight? Did you lose any inches? I mean, is there anything else you can share with people in terms of quote unquote success with the program?
Yes. So this was really interesting to me that what I noticed, maybe on paper, the numbers weren't as dramatic, perhaps, as some other programs might claim or do. But I noticed better changes in that clothes fit better, which for women is a big deal. And so while the numbers themselves did go down, so yes, I saw good results, the numbers weren't that great, but the overall, I would say, body composition improved. So my shape improved. Everything fit better. I even was able to get a smaller jean size. Wow. Even though my numbers don't really reflect a big drop, that's a big deal, because that's everyday life, you know?
Of course, and there's a lot of different ways to measure success, and I know especially for women a lot of times that whole body shape change is as big of an issue as actually losing 10 pounds or whatever it is that goal was up front. So again, thank you for sharing that and mentioning it. And Stephanie, again, I know you've got kids to deal with this evening and everything, so one last question for you. Again, having gone through the program now, first of all, is it something you think you will continue? And if so, do you think this Slim Down Challenge is something that can help you as well to build your Sunrider business?
Yes, definitely. And that's the thing that I would say I'm the most excited about and the most surprised by through the challenge, is that when we got through the 4 weeks, I was actually sad, and I wished it would continue. I wanted to continue. And I've never done a program before where you want it to continue. Typically, you're kind of white-knuckling it to the end, you know, just trying to hold out and can't wait for, you know, the completion. Right. This was different. I enjoyed every day. It made every day easier for me with the hassle of making dinners and all. Right. I really liked it, and I wanted to keep going. And I think that's huge, because it's so healthful And the fact that it makes you feel that much better mentally and physically, and you want it to continue, that's going to be a huge boost to business for people who want true and lasting changes.
Awesome. Well, I think like Wendy was saying, what I would encourage you to do is now go out, share your testimony with people, let them see your excitement and your passion for what you just got through doing and what you're continuing to do, of course, as being you've been a lifetime Sunrider. So, this is wonderful. And Stephanie, again, before I let you go, was there any last things you'd like to share about this or any last comments at all?
The only thing I would add is for people who are busy, I think that this is a huge help to your life. You can plan it so easily. If you know you have a social engagement, you can be relaxed about that. Let that be the meal, cover your other meals with, Sunrider shake and the protein. So it really actually helps your busy schedule, budget, and all of that.
Excellent. Well, Stephanie, hey, so nice to hear from you, and thank you so much for sharing, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Steve, Judy, are you there with us? Can you say something? Well, hopefully your picture will come up here on the screen.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and there you are. Hi. Hey, I know you both have a testimony. So, Steve, you've got the headphones on, so we'll start with you, okay?
Okay.
Kind of the same approach I just did with Wendy and Stephanie. I mean, tell me a little bit about how you use the products yourself for this last few weeks.
The same program. We used protein powder and the shake. And I'm a real breakfast guy, so it's a big deal for me to start the day with just a shake. But yeah, I got into it pretty quickly. I enjoyed it.
What did you find in terms of using the products, especially for like you said, you would usually have a different breakfast every morning, but you were doing a shake now. Did you find that they gave you any more energy, or what did you find by consuming them?
I think I noticed pretty quickly, probably after the first few days or week, an increase in energy for sure. And I'm real conscious about food. I've had a heart attack, so I'm real conscious about weight and food. And the thing I really noticed is it made me feel mentally better too. I felt like I did something good. Nice. Whereas if I eat what I want to eat, I always feel guilty and I feel bad and sluggish.
Well, don't do that to yourself, but thank you. I think that's a great comment because you're right. I think, we control so much with what we think and what's going on in our heads that's an important aspect of this too. Steve, you mentioned having gone through a heart attack and so forth and everything. Do you, like Stephanie, do you walk every day or do you have some kind of basic exercise program that you use as well?
I tried because they wanted you to do physical therapy after having an episode, and I tried that. It didn't work out so good. Everything I did affected something in my joints and gave me problems. but we have an RV park, it's 16 acres, and I go out like today. I was thinking about it today after working out there all day, and it's hot. It's hot here today.
Yes, sir.
But I was working out, cleaning up 16 acres of just basically landfill junk, and I realized I had a lot of energy. I didn't get tired. I was ready. I mean, I could have kept going, but I had to come home and do this.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you breaking with the exercise and coming to chat with us all. So thank you. Tell me, what kind of success did you have with the program? Did you notice anything specifically, or was it more general like Stephanie was talking, or what did you find?
No, I watched it real close. I've got a scale in the bathroom and everything, and I thought we were supposed to do that, so I did. But I tell you the thing that I got the biggest thrill out of, because I wear a suit a lot, I could button my suit coat for the first time in years.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. There's a success story in itself, right?
And truthfully, I did lose between 12 to 15 pounds and two to three notches on my belt.
That is absolutely awesome, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am to hear that, because that's perfect for so many reasons. Steve, obviously having gone through this now and the success you had, is this a program regimen that you think you could stay with, even if it's substituted with other things like New Plus and Vita Shake and that kind of stuff, or where do you see yourself going now?
Well, yeah, I guess like my daughter said, she felt sad. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I don't want to stop. I want to keep doing it.
Right on. That's perfect. And tell me, and this is something I'll ask Judy, of course, too, but do you personally see this as something that you can feel comfortable sharing with others that might help you bring in some more people to maybe do these slim down challenges again and ideally help you guys build your Sunrider business?
I think anybody that gave this a try wouldn't want to quit it. It's a matter of maybe things like this, testimonies, but I think it's definitely going to help people build their business.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Steve. Hey, if you wouldn't mind passing the headphones over to your lovely wife there, I appreciate it. Judy, hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Hi there. Hey, first of all, thanks, Steve. Give him a big hug for me later for sharing the way that you did. I sure appreciate that. And Judy, I'd like to kind of pose the same questions to you because I know each of us are individuals. We all have our own experience with the program. So I guess back to you on question number one. How did you use the products? Did you find the Protein Plus and the Sun-Trim Trach as something you were using every day? How did you incorporate VitaTaste if you did? And how about Fortune Delight?
Well, yes and yes and yes. I used everything. Fortune Delight is a staple for me, but I may have increased it a little, but I have maybe 3 to 4 Fortune Delight a day, always. Right. So, because I love it so much, but I have a bit of blood sugar issues, nothing, no diagnosis or anything like that, but I have to be careful with sugar. And so VitaTaste is a tremendous help to me, but I have to place it right. And I love it because I find that when I do take VitaTaste, I'm able to feel more satisfied with a meal. And if I don't, I seem to be looking for something afterwards. But that is a big bonus with the Sun-Trim Shake and the protein is that I'm much more satisfied and I don't have that. You know, I always, if I'm not on this program, it's like I think about what is it I want to eat? I need one more something. But I don't know. I just have that. I don't know what it is. But anyway, when I do this, I don't have that. So I'm thrilled. So I don't necessarily overeat at a meal, but I don't stop eating. You know, so with this I do. And so that in itself is very helpful to me.
Right on. Well, it's funny too, because you and I had laughed a couple times during this past 5 weeks about, kind of grazing through the kitchen, and we were able to avoid some of that issue. So right Absolutely. On. I was right there with you. So how did the products make you feel? I mean, you've been consuming these things. What response did you have in terms of energy levels? You already shared the fact that it kind of stopped some of that grazing and wanting to eat in excess. Talk to me a little bit about energy and the other aspects of this.
I think it's very helpful because it's a sustained, a level energy. Not the up and down, not a boost and then tired. So I found it amazingly lasting from meal to meal. You know, when I would have it in breakfast, I wouldn't necessarily, even it's lunchtime, and I think, I don't know. Well, I guess I should have something, but I didn't necessarily have to, which is really nice. I mean, I try to, kind of keep a schedule and eat when I should, but this was like, oh, you think about it a minute. Do I really have to? So I really appreciate that because in the past, if I go too long without eating, I can almost count on a headache, even if I don't feel hungry.
Absolutely. Yeah. Blood sugar levels. I mean, we deal with them all day, so I can appreciate that. And, for me, it was kind of the same way. I tried to stick to the game plan of the diet itself, which was 2 shakes a day using Sun-Trim Plus, or using the Sun-Trim Shake and the Protein Plus. And then that one reasonable meal I would have during a day, I would VitaTaste with it. And like you, consumed a lot of Fortune Delight to kind of clean out all the toxins and to get that antioxidant boost that we all get from Fortune Delight. Same thing in terms of experiences. I mean, I was finding some of the same stuff, Judy, where I would not be hungry during the day. It was very satisfying, the 2 shakes. I would do both in the morning and in the afternoon. And I found myself with high energy in the afternoons, which was a real change for me because usually when I would have some kind of true lunch or meal in the afternoon, I would go through that afternoon lull or lag, if you will, in terms of energy. I did not experience that at all during this program. And even to the extent of most of my exercises done in the early evenings. I mean, my karate classes start at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They'll go for an hour, and then I'll do a half an hour of kickboxing. I wasn't home eating that one reasonable meal a day until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. But I wasn't missing it. And if I did find myself a little peckish, that's where Sunbar would come into play. So again, I think we all had some similar results as far as that's concerned. Tell me a little bit about exercise for you. Are you kind of like Stephanie and Steve where you do a lot of walking around during the day, or what do you normally do?
Well, I would love to say yes, I'm this exerciser, but I'm not. I would say that my results, and I did see results, was not based on exercise. That's definitely an area I need to address more. My exercise is usually if I have a chance to work in the yard or something like that. So it isn't really what you could call cardio necessarily. And with the schedule that I have currently, I just need to find a way to put more of that in. So I certainly don't advocate no exercise because we know that's essential, and yet I still saw results. So I don't know if I should say that because we want people to be healthy, but
No. I'm glad you did, and actually I'm really glad that you did, because what this conversation with all of you has shown me here is, you can have people like myself that are doing those karate and kickboxing classes, 4 or 5 days a week. You've got a young mom like Stephanie chasing the kids and doing her thing around. You've got, Steve that's walking the 16 acres and out there moving all day. You've got Gary, the arborist, that's working outside all day, very physical. And what it really shows me is it doesn't matter what you normally do. If you start using these products, you're going to find results. And so thank you very much for sharing the way that you did there and being honest with us. Right on. Kind of the last couple questions for you and for me that I've asked everybody else. First of all, did you see enough success in the program that this is something that you will either continue to do or start again at some point?
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to, we've cut back a little, but we're still, like Steve mentioned, using it for breakfast. And I'll be honest, the first time we got the sample at the convention of the Sun Trim Shake, I said, I can build a business on this shake alone. Because I think when you have something that's that good for you and is satisfying, it's a winner. So absolutely, I will incorporate it daily that I, when I can, and I will definitely take weeks at a time out and do this again, because you get even more benefit the more you're focused on it. I can see that. So I love it.
No question. Well, to your point, I mean, I feel exactly the same way. It's something that I'll certainly continue with, and I'll be sharing on my results as well with the passion I got from going through this thing. And, when you look at the weight loss market, both in the United States and around the world, this is a huge market segment and a huge market potential for us. So to not go out and share our experiences is silly. We need to go out and share for sure. Judy, again, you mentioned that this is something that would help you, and I feel the same way. I think, again, as much as we're willing to go out and share our results and share these incredible whole food products that are developed by Sunrider, the better chance we have of building our business. And again, it really comes down to going out there and be willing to talk to people and to share, again, our passion for these foods. And I know that you and Steve and Stephanie and Wendy, your upline too, have been around these foods for a long time, longer than I have actually, and we all have our own stories, our own Sunrider stories and our passion. But I want to just kind of take this opportunity to thank Wendy and Gary for going through the program, Judy for you and Steve, and Stephanie too for being on this call and for sharing with us as you guys have. Judy, last word to you. Anything else you would share with people about the program or how you think they can be using it?
Well, I think, first of all, use it. and try it. And I've even used it. Some of my clientele and relatives even try it with children, because many children have sports activity after school, or different things, gymnastics or whatever they're interested in, and it makes a big difference in the child's endurance. Most children don't need to lose weight if they're active already, so you're not seeking weight loss, but you're seeking the stamina and the recovery period time. So I don't see it really limited by use, to others. I mean, for just weight loss. I don't think it is just weight loss. It's about building strength, and as to what Stephanie said, composition, body, just the body as it needs to be, more so, because with myself, even without the exercise, I still lost 6 pounds and jean size. So,
well, hey, that's quite a testimony too, and hey, me too. I mean, it was somewhere around 5 pounds for me, and an inch and a half in terms of waistline. And again, the only thing I really changed in my activities was how I was eating for those. For me, it was only a 3-week period, because I bailed off on you guys and went to Australia for a couple of weeks. So it was even a shorter period, but it's something that I'm going to get back on here again, and really look forward to some even bigger success and results. So again, Wendy, Gary, Stephanie, Judy, Steve, thank you guys so much for sharing. Really appreciate your time tonight, and we'll look forward to getting you back on a call again real here soon, okay?
thank you, Mac.
Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.